Hello, dear twin flame friends. This is Dagmar, the spiritual healer, teacher, author, speaker, and your guide in the areas of spiritual healing growth, helping unleash your soul purpose and living your divine destiny, and an expert with the twin flames. Anyway, today I want to talk to you about changing the twin flame mirror. And we're going to talk about what is the mirror in twin flames. Also, mostly I really refer to the mirror in respect to mirroring the shadow side, which that's what the significant part is that we want to change about ourselves. And so we'll talk a little bit about the shadow side and what that is. Also, how do we change that mirror vibration that we're putting out, the reason why our twin flame is mirroring something to us, right? So, and this is really can help your twin flame relationship absolutely tremendously, understanding this stuff. So, pay attention, take some notes, and if you would like some help with this, I am always happy to help. I help people with spiritual healing and of course changing the mirror in your twin flame relationship to a better relationship, to the one that brings you peace and comfort within your own soul. And so let's go ahead and get started. And also, if you are for the first time on my Twin Flame channel, please hit the subscribe button so that you may get notified whenever I put out videos. I try to put out videos weekly. And also, if you like this video, hit the like button. I appreciate that. And if you want to leave me a comment as to your thoughts, I'm happy to read it. And if you have any suggestions, also what you would like to hear about, you're welcome to leave that in comments as well. So anyway, let's go ahead and get started now. And so what is the twin flame mirror? So it's interesting because with regular people, non-twin flames is what I mean, people do mirror things to us, or certain aspects of us to us, okay? But the twin flame will mirror 100% of us to us, which includes all our baggage, okay? And that's what makes it so painful actually in the relationship, is the fact that they're mirroring our baggage to us. And because it feels much like stabbing a knife into an old wound when that happens. And, here's the thing that instead of being out there blaming your twin flame for causing you pain, whether they're running or they're not talking to you or they're not appreciating you or whatever they're doing, okay, that's causing you pain, it's a much better way of looking at it in terms of the actual benefit you're getting from that, or being able to extract the benefit from that mirror. And that's why it's so important to understanding what the mirror is about, and which basically helps us understand our dark side, where we are out of balance within ourselves, where we need to, heal something within ourselves. That's what the twin flame ship does for us. That's the purpose of it. That's why our twin flames come to us, to help us identify that. And it's not that they heal us, but it kind of forces us in a way into quite a bit of a healing process quite often. Now, I'm not sure if everybody necessarily goes that route, but it would behoove you to actually get on a healing journey around the twin flame, because that is the whole purpose of the twin flame ship, is to point to us the dark parts of ourselves where we're not completely in balance, where we're out of balance, where we need to actually heal something. And so let's talk a little bit about the dark side, the dark shadow side of ourselves, okay? The reason it's called dark, it's not because it's evil or inherently bad, but because light means understanding, okay? Means we understand something. Whereas dark means what? The lack of understanding. We don't understand something, right? And so the reason we don't understand something is we haven't fully processed or digested a certain experience in our past, and thus it's an unresolved experience within ourselves. And so therefore we have sort of a lack of understanding around that issue, because when we aren't fully digesting our pain, if you will, our experiences, or a particular experience, then we haven't really transformed the pain into wisdom for the soul, and therefore we lack that understanding, and therefore we also repeat things in our lives from that aspect. And so you have the dark side of us is where we have this lack of understanding, where we need to heal something in order to really, and process it in order to really help the soul gain the wisdom from the pain we experienced, okay? And that's what healing is really all about, is about helping you do that, okay? And so that's really the shadow side, the dark side. Now, some people are afraid of dealing with it, but it's, you know, there is no need to be afraid of it. I mean, yes, we always have a natural resistance to seeing our pain, but it is in the act of seeing it in a healing process that actually it vanishes just like that, okay? Just like a magic wand. It just vanishes as soon as you see it, pretty much, okay? That's the basic concept of it. It is in the avoidance of us seeing it, in our resistance, that we cause more pain for ourselves, okay? And so, you know, stop resisting that, all right? In fact, go full on onto a healing journey and allow yourself to heal this stuff up and face the stuff in your past and your pain. Because that's what's going to bring you ultimately the peace, the success that you want, the abundance in your life. It's going to bring you perhaps together with your twin flame into a better relationship. If you're meant to be in this life together, you know, and so much more beautiful. It's going to allow you to grow and blossom and help you succeed in your divine purpose in life, basically. Okay? So this is something to be embraced, not to be afraid of, the shadow part of our side. And so the twin flames come together because they're helping each other identify these parts of ourselves where we need healing, where we are not completely imbalanced, and where we need to digest some things and have more clarity around certain things, as well as being able to grow out of it, right? And so where does the mirror come into all this? Well, that's what the twin flame mirrors to you. Now, they don't do it, mind you, on a conscious level. They don't have no idea that they're doing this, okay? It happens on a very intricate spiritual level. All right, and we all do that to each other, okay, on some level or another. Like I say, certain people mirror certain aspects of you to you, but the twin flame usually mirrors 100% of you to you, okay, because they're 100% your soul, all right? And so how does this mirror work? I had a friend one time tell me, you know, Dagmar, this whole mirror thing is a bunch of BS, okay? It doesn't really work. Because my boyfriend, you know, doesn't appreciate me, and so it can't possibly be a mirror that works because I appreciate others. Okay. So I said to her, well, listen, you know, when you look into the mirror and you hold up, say, a sentence into the mirror, you actually, the way you see it is kind of reversed, right? Backwards. You don't see it the same exact way, right? You see it backwards in the mirror, okay? So this whole thing with appreciation, it doesn't, what he's mirroring to you, your boyfriend, isn't the fact that you're not appreciating other people, but the fact that in your spiritual vibration, you're lacking appreciation for yourself. Okay, because he's not appreciating you. And so where that all comes from is not having been appreciated perhaps by others in our earlier days, in our earlier childhood, and still carrying that pain around it. And when we carry that pain around it, it's really in our vibration, that lack of appreciation then, okay? And so we're basically then, people mirror to us, or certain people mirror to us, or in the case of twin flames, our twin flame mirrors to us, that we don't appreciate ourselves, or that we carry a lack of appreciation by acting it out. So they're actually acting out, not appreciating us, because that's what we're doing to ourselves in essence, in our vibration, is we have a lack of appreciation for ourselves. And it's not because we don't directly appreciate ourselves, but rather other people didn't appreciate us, so we still have a lack of appreciation for us in our vibration, okay? And so that is how kind of the mirror works. And whatever your twin flame is doing, it is mirroring something to you. And if it's painful or upsetting to you, then it means that they're hitting your shadow side. They're basically mirroring your shadow side, okay? Something that's out of balance within yourself. If it's upsetting you, it's something within you that you need to heal. So if they're running from you, for example, and it is upsetting you, and you're chasing them, that means there's something out of balance within you that's causing you an upset by them running. And it could be just the fact that it's a separation. How many times have we separated from our twin flames in other lifetimes, for example, right? Because you probably know your twin flame from many other lifetimes, not just this one, unless you split your soul in this lifetime and became twin flames, all right? So that's basically how the mirror works. Now, like in my case, I'll give you an example out of my life with my twin flame. I remember one time during my early stages, when I first started dabbling in healing, basically with my twin flame, and because he actually spiritually awakened me to the whole aspect of spiritual healing and so forth. And I was very closed off to it at the time because of many, many past life persecutions I had experienced, as it turns out. And at some point I just drew the curtains on all my wisdom in that area and my connection to the spiritual world. And my twin flame helped me reawaken to that, which was awesome of him to do. But it was not an easy process. It was also associated with a lot of pain for me, as well as a lot of healing that I had to do to get to where I'm at. But I remember there was this one time when I was barely starting out with the healing process, and I wasn't making very much money yet, and so I didn't have a lot of cash, and I went for my birthday. I wanted to buy me a little tan. And so I went and I was looking at the board of their different pricing for tan, what a tan would cost. And I'm looking at like $10, okay? It's like no big deal. But it was a lot of money to me because I didn't make very much at that point. And so I'm contemplating whether I should spend that $10 or not, whether I really had it or not. And this was my birthday, right? And so anyway, here came several hours later. He was taking me out to dinner for my birthday. And so as we're driving in the car for the 20 minutes it took to get to the restaurant, it was nothing too fancy. It was just a, Mexican restaurant basically, where the meal costs around $10, right? And the entire time there, he was complaining to me about why does he have to take me out for dinner on my birthday, since he already got me a present, and who celebrates a whole month's birthday, and why does he have to take me out, and he doesn't get it, and why all this fuss about my birthday, and blah 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 blah. This was the entire 20 minutes, to the point where once we got to the restaurant I had to leave because I was in tears, okay, because it hurt so bad about how this $10 dinner, he didn't value me enough for my birthday for this $10 dinner. And at the same time, I realized that he was mirroring to me exactly what I had been doing to myself earlier that day around this whole $10 tan thing. Okay? That was the same exact energy, and he was so mirroring that to me, how much I didn't value myself for my birthday, not even $10 worth. And it so showed this to me. I absolutely flabbergasted. As much as I was hurt by him, I was also angry with myself about how I didn't value myself. And he was directly mirroring that to me. And so, it's amazing, these mirrors that twin flames can show us, and they can be amazingly hurtful and painful for us to see. And, instead of blaming your twin flame for doing this, all right, I want you to take a different viewpoint and look at, okay, what is my twin flame mirroring to me? What is he trying to teach me with this action? What am I here to learn? How can I change this part of myself that's the shadow side? How can I make medicine out of all this, okay? And actually, help myself. Because would it help you to increase your own value? Absolutely. Would it help you to change the fact that you feel lack of appreciation for yourself? You feel absolutely, so that other people will appreciate you, you will appreciate yourself. Or the lack of value has to do with our abundance, right? And so that we can, have more in our life, And, we already have all the abundance in our lives. The only reason we don't have access to it per se, even though it's right there, is because we're blocking it with our energy field, with our lack, right? And so whether he's running away from you, or he's treating you like a whore, or he's mistreating you or treating you like crap, what is he mirroring to you? What is he teaching you? Where can you make medicine out of it, and how can you change that mirror? And I tell you right now that it's phenomenal. In just a few sessions, a couple of handfuls of sessions, you can completely change your life with me. Because as I help you facilitate deep core healings within yourself to shift this stuff, your whole life can change in an instant, and your reality can change in an instant. It's absolutely phenomenal. It's worth every cent you'll pay for it and more. Okay? And so I just want to give you a heads up about this whole mirror concept in twin flames, and that in fact it can be changed. Okay? That yes, you can change your reality, all right, by changing your vibration, and you can change how your twin flame responds to you by changing your vibration. I've had a client one time, she told me how she had a live-in boyfriend for 20 years, and he would constantly belittle her. And we did a few healings with her, like 3 to 4 healings with her, and all of a sudden she told me how her boyfriend stopped belittling her, just out of the blue. We never talked to the boyfriend. Okay, he wasn't the one we did any healings on, and yet he's the one who stopped belittling her. We did the healings on her. Why? Because he was simply mirroring to her how she was thinking of herself inside her own vibration. Okay, and when we change that through healing, through proper healing, her unresolved issues, then he changed how he responded to that vibration, right? Because the vibration changed. I can tell you many, many examples of that where, people changed their behavior, completely changed it. I've dissolved entire court cases based on that theory and that understanding of our vibration, how we, create resistance, okay, in the world with our vibration. And when we change the vibration, all of a sudden the resistance goes gone, no more, done, right? So anyway, I hope you take this to heart. I hope this helps you understand a little bit better your twin flame relationship, or your relationship with your twin flame. And I hope you take responsibility for, your life, for what you're creating out there and what your twin flame is mirroring to you. Okay? Instead of blaming them for it, take responsibility for it and ask yourself, where can you change that about yourself? Because they're just mirroring your vibration. And again, they're not doing it consciously. You can't tell them that. You can't tell them to stop that. It just happens on a spiritual level very naturally. We do that without even being aware, and we can't help it. Okay, that's just how vibrationally we attract certain behavior to ourselves. And, people automatically respond to a certain vibration a certain way. It just, there's nothing you can do about it. And so stop blaming, start taking responsibility, and start changing your life for the better. So I wish you guys well, and thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.